Alright, welcome to Joe's amazing tour of space missions. I will be your host, Joe, and we are going to take a look at the different space missions, the harder ones at least. I definitely recommend at least a full set, grade 5 upgrades. I definitely also recommend getting, if you have the money, the ship armor. The Hyperworks beam generator comes with one of the last missions, so I'll tell you which one, but it's definitely also a nice thing to have. Proton torpedoes are completely optional. You really don't need them, and for one of the last missions they're a pain in the ass, so I'll be taking them off. I'll let you know for which one. Always need the power conversion module, always need the EMP generator, and always need the please don't shoot me button. These are all very important. Well, these three are, this one isn't. So if you do not have these three, get these three. And that's it, we will get started. Okay. First one we are going to do is the Ascendancy Barrier. This one is just like the Poland minefield with a couple minor differences. Ships have a bit more shielding on them, and there is an enemy ship that comes in halfway through. Otherwise, it's pretty much exactly the same. And 5 or higher, except pay attention to this or you will die. Loading. Now always power to lasers. No exception. You do not get a special exception to the rule. Okay, so we start blasting as soon as you can. As soon as we get in range of the first one, we are going to let loose an EMP. Right in the center is a good place to do it. Number 2, you got the full screen to move around, both sides and up to bottom. So you really don't need to stay in one place unless you're avoiding rocks, which is a big one on this one. You should avoid getting hit by the rocks. It actually doesn't do much damage. If you got most of the upgrades, will only take half off your shields. I'll show you. Oh no! Well, I hit twice there. Oh crap! Now, you only really need to worry about your shields when the shields are gone. That is the only time you ever need to worry about your shields. And you hit the second button to regenerate, or you can do it a little bit before if you're getting skittish, which, you know, happens and it's okay. Second one here, we hit the please don't shoot me button. Back to lasers, and start blowing your way through. If you have the EMP, you really don't need to panic about mines. You will get all the mines you need and then some. And these things, there won't be enough too that you can even take them out if you have your shield pumping button on. Okay, that rock took a bit out of me. It's a lot different. Fly through. Whenever there aren't enemies around, regen your shields. Always a good thing to do. And you get plenty of spaces in here where you're not being shot at. You just have to avoid the rocks. Once you get the hang of it... Oh, here you always have to go through the center. No exception. Kind of bubble next to you, but it's not that big a deal. Shoot.
Target scrapped.
With the pump to the lasers, these guys are, you know, really not that anything to worry about. Okay, coming up here, when you see this different ship here, that's a fighter tender. There is a bonus mission for his engines.
Aim for the fire carrier.
Whoever is on the ship with you will hopefully tell you to shoot at it. There's 4 engines is the bonus, but there's only 3 here. Don't worry, the other one is coming up. Once you get that, you don't have to... Heavy fighters too, you do need to take these out right away, so unload on them with everything you got. Missiles, blasters, everything. After this, you get a little bit of quiet time where you're just being plugged at by the fighter tender. As long as you're not in the same place you were a second ago, you will almost never get hit by it. So put your shield button on, maybe take a few pot shots at the mines. And just fly around. He's just going to start shooting at you again, but no big deal. Pot shots at the mines. Whoops. Ha 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 ha. I'm not doing so well this one. I normally don't hit any rocks, and it's 3 times this mission. Oh well. Okay. There's another heavy fighter coming up. That is what's plaguing us right now. We're not going to be able to shoot him just yet until he gets ahead of us. And most of the time he's going to actually be right behind us. Okay, the don't shoot me button is almost off cooldown. The second it is, punch it. It'll be off cooldown about partway through here. There we go. This will spare you a lot of unnecessary pain, at least with the heavy fighter right there. This will be 2 out of 3 once he goes, well, 2 out of 4 once he goes down. Oh wait, 3 out of 4, sorry. Sure, but this thing's pretty easy. Now use again, you can't really hit him when he's behind you, so... Wait till he's in front. Plug in. Shields get low, just put the button back on. There he is. 3 out of 4. Now the fourth one won't show up until the very end, so we don't have to worry about it right now. Just concentrate on avoiding fire. And when he shoots about half up, switch back to power to lasers. Shoot all the things. You do want to save a good chunk of missiles for the very end, so don't let loose on them unless you absolutely have to. Okay, I do believe the smuggler ship, or the alternate version of me, is coming up, so shoot myself a lot with missiles. Of all the enemy ships you face in all the harder missions, that one is definitely the easiest. Just straight shoot it up. Always remember your barrel rolls. Spacebar, spacebar. Barrel rolls will save your life here. The EMP is back up and we are saving it for the end, so do not pop it yet. Here's where you get the last of the fighter tender engines. As soon as you get that, you can pretty much ignore it. It's going to be shooting at you, but it's no big deal. And bonuses just get you a little extra credit, so it's nice for, you know, money and things. Or just pop the regen button back on and don't shoot any things. If you are shooting things, your shields will not regenerate. So...
Enemy down.
We already have pretty much all the mines, so you really don't get the EMP generator. You really do not have to worry about it. This is possible without it. It's just really annoying and takes a lot more missiles. Missiles which you really don't have because you have to spend them on the mine tender at the end. Okay, now this is the last one. This is what we've been saving the EMP for. So, here it goes. Once the EMP takes down most of the mines, concentrate all of your fire on the mine tender. Now is a good time for the oh shit button because it means that you can just fly straight at it and plug everything you have at it. If you don't get out of the first pass, do not worry, you do get a second pass. Your missiles recharge, fly around like a maniac, avoiding everything. That's the last heavy fighter, by the way, that I've been plugging out with the missiles. Okay, remember you have to have the pump to the lasers on, or you're not going to be able to do this. You're not going to be able to put out enough damage. And once you do that, basically, just stay alive. Which is a lot easier than, you know, it looks. Basically, just involves balancing shield and power. Don't know where the last heavy fighter is. I really like to take them out to get bonus, but it's not, you know, required or anything. And it's basically pulling the minefield and the Ascendancy Barrier, which have different titles, obviously, Republic side, but it's still the same thing. I actually did do this earlier, tried to record it, but my voice didn't come through, but you would get 20 of the fleet commendations and 2 daily commendations the first time you do this. After that, it's just credits, and credits are always nice. So that is the Ascendancy Barrier, and that is the first one that we covered, and the next 2 will be the other 2 missions in the uncharted space, or whatever that section of the galaxy is. And that's that.